A very good morning to all of you. This is Abhilash Shanhata, your GK teacher. So, class, I hope you all are doing well. And today we are going to start our new chapter of your GK book. That is chapter number 37, Pioneer Scientists of India. So, first of all, you all are very much aware about the term scientist. A scientist is a person who develop or who invent something, who research on different fields. And pioneer scientist, from the word pioneer scientist, we mean he is a person who begins or help develop something new and prepares the way for others to follow. So, today we are going to talk about pioneer scientists of India. The names of all the scientists described in the circles have been given in the help box. Find out their names and write them down in the space provided. So the first circle, which which is colored by blue, is he is called the father of India's chemical industry. He was a great chemist of India. He was also the author of The History of Hindu Chemistry, which has been recognized worldwide. He also actively participated in politics along with Gandhiji and G.K. Gokhale. So, he is called the father of India's chemical industry. So, India's chemical industry, हम इन्हें इंडिया की chemical industry के father भी बोलते हैं, ठीक है. He contributed a lot in the chemical industries of India. He was a great chemist of India. Chemist is a person who sells medicine or who makes medicine. So, and he is also the author of the history of Hindu chemistry. He wrote a book called the history of Hindu chemistry. So, and he also actively participated in politics with Gandhiji and G.K. Gokhale. So, this person is Prafulla Chandra Ray. And if you want to see his picture, he is the one we also call him PC Ray. So he is the one who is known as the father of India's chemical industry. Now, next, he is the man behind the Green Revolution in India. He invented techniques to raise agricultural production. He developed high yielding varieties of wheat and rice. Now, as you all are very much aware, in 1960s, there is a revolution called Green Revolution. ठीक है? Green Revolution in India. So, and by the term green revolution, what do we mean? We mean India's agricultural production became so widely um, started increasing the India's green revolution became one of the most important revolution of India, as our agricultural production became twice or doubled. So he's the man behind the green revolution in India. So whatever the techniques, either it is HYV seeds, either it is fertilizers, chemicals, etc. So he invented techniques to raise agricultural productions. For example, high yielding varieties of seeds. So he developed good qualities of seeds of wheat and rice. So who is this person? He is MS Swaminathan. So look at his picture, MS Swaminathan. He is the person who developed the techniques to raise agricultural production in India. Next is, he was a great mathematician and a physicist. He introduced statistics which explain the behavior of radiation. The elementary particles like photons and alpha particles which obey statistics has been named bosons. So बहुत ही बड़े मैथमेटिशियंस और फिजिसिस्ट रहे हैं ये. उन्होंने इंडिया के जो रेडिएशन बिहेवियर ऑफ रेडिएशन है, ठीक है, ही इंट्रोड्यूस द स्टैटिस्टिक्स which explain the behavior of radiation, and he and he named the Bose statistics like photons and alpha particles, which obey Bose statistics, have been named as bosons. So who is this person? He is Satyendra Nath Bose. Satyendra Nath Bose. Just look at this picture. He is the person. He was the person who introduced this statistics, which explain the behavior of radiation. Next one is, he was India's topmost ornithologist. Though he did not have any degree or formal education of the subject, but with his hard work and gist, he gained fame on his field. He wrote many books on birds and animals. So he was India's topmost ornithologist. What do you mean by the term ornithologist? Ornithologist or ornithology is a study of birds. Okay, the person who studies about birds and animals is known as ornithologist. So as he did not have any kind of like formal education, he didn't have any degrees, etc., but with his he was so enthusiastic and he was so hardworking, so he gained fame in this field of ornithology, and he wrote many books on birds and animals. Who was this person? He was Salim Ali. Just look at the picture of Salim Ali. He is the person, Salim Ali. Now, next is, now find out. Okay, so identify the Indian scientist who was conferred the knighthood and won the 1930 Nobel Prize in Physics. Nobel Prize in Physics. Who was that person who won Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1930? He was Sir Chandrasekhar Venkataraman. Sir Chandrasekhar Venkataraman was the person who won the 1930 Nobel Prize in Physics. And one more thing, Shakuntala Devi was given the title the human calculator after she demonstrated the calculation of two 13 digits number. This is like 76863697774870, multiply by 246509974577, which were picked at random. She answered correctly within 28 seconds. So just look at these big numbers. Take these two big numbers, 13 digit numbers. The Shakuntala Devi calculated this number, multiplied this number, and give the answer correctly within 28 seconds. So she was given the title of human calculator after calculating this number. शकुंतला देवी रिसेंटली एक मूवी भी आई है जिसको जिसमें लीड रोल में आप वन ऑफ द फेमस एक्ट्रेस विद्या बालन हैं जिन्होंने शकुंतला देवी का रोल प्ले किया है. So if you ever get time, please watch that movie. It is like one of the greatest movie of the last year. Next one is, he is a science fiction writer and a great astrophysicist. He did his research work in astronomy at Cambridge University under Fred Hoyle, who was one of the best astrophysicists in the world. So, what is the meaning of astrophysicist or astrophysics? Astrophysics is a branch of space science that applies the laws of physics and chemistry to explain the birth, life, and death of stars, planets, galaxies, etc. in the universe. So, astrophysicist is the person who uh, study about the birth, life, and death of stars, planets, etc. in the universe, and applied the laws and physics by finding their birth and death. So, who is that person? He was J.V. Narlikar. J.V. Narlikar, he was the person. He was a famous astrophysicist and he did his research work in astronomy at Cambridge University and under the famous scientist Fred Hoyle, who was also one of the best astrophysicists in the world. Next, he was the first director of National Physical Laboratory of India. He was a great physicist who worked under Sir C.V. Raman in the field of optics. He was elected a fellow of the Royal Society in 1940. So, नेशनल फिजिकल लेबोरेटरी ऑफ इंडिया के जो फर्स्ट डायरेक्टर थे वो कौन थे? के एस कृष्णा थे. K.S. Krishnan, sorry. He was a great physicist who worked who worked under Sir C.V. Raman. You all are very much aware about this name, C.V. Raman. He was also a great physicist, and he worked under C.V. Raman in the field of optics. What is optics? Optics is the branch of physics that studies the behavior and properties of lights, including its interaction with matter and the construction of instruments that use or detect it. So he did this work. He did his work under Sir C.V. Raman in the field of optics, and he also elected as a fellow of the Royal Society in 1940. He was K.S. Krishnan. Next is he established the Institute of Paleobotany at Lucknow. He was a great paleobotanist. The institute which he established is named after him. So, what is paleobotany? Paleobotany is the study, or it is one of the branch of botany dealing with the recovery and identification of plants, remains from geological context, and their use for the biological reconstruction of past environments. So basically, it is the field of botany who deals with the history of plants. So he was the person who established the Institute of Paleobotany at Lucknow, and he was also a great paleobotanist. And who was he? He was Birbal Sahani, the Sahani Paleobotany. So he was the one who established the first Institute of Paleobotany at Lucknow. Next, he was the founder of a magazine called Science and Culture. He was one of the best astrophysicists of India. His discovery helps the astronomers to know the temperature, pressure, and many other facts about the interior of any star, including the sun. So he was also a great astrophysicist, and he was also the founder of a great magazine, different magazines of science and culture. And his one of his discovery help the astronomers to know about the temperature, pressure, and many other facts about the sun, about any star. So who was he? He was Meghnad Saha. He was the person. Just look at his picture. He was the person. He was one of the famous astrophysicists who was the founder of a magazine called Science and Culture. Next, he made significant contribution to Indian satellite and launch vehicles of Indian Space Research Organization and the missile program of Defense Research and Development Organization. He is called the Missile Man of India. We all are very much aware about this person. He was also the one former president of India, and he contributed a lot in the Indian Indian satellites and Indian Space Research Organization. Um, he is also known as the Missile Man of India. He who was he? He was APJ Abdul Kalam. So why there is a blue box of why? Just look at this box. Charles Darwin waited years before publishing The Origin of Species. So Charles Darwin knew that his book would create controversy. Many scientists accepted his theory, but a large section of scientists remained critical to his theory as it challenged the previously well accepted theories of evolution. That is why he waited for a long time before making his findings public. So, Charles Darwin, why he waited many years before publishing The Origin of Species? He wrote a book, The Origin of Species, because he know that that many scientists will not accept his uh, his theory and would create controversy. That's why he waited years before publishing his book, The Origin of Species. Did you know the Mohs scale, named after German mineralogist Friedrich Mohs? Is used for comparing the relative hardness of minerals. Mohs scale जो आज के टाइम पे हम मोर स्केल यूज करते हैं, जो मिनरलॉजिस्ट यूज करते हैं, तो ये मिनरलॉजिस्ट मोस स्केल किसके नेम पे है? एक जर्मन मिनरलॉजिस्ट है, फ्रेडरिक मोस, उनके नेम पे है। और उन्होंने ये एक फाइंडिंग की थी कि हाउ वी कैन यूज दिस स्केल टू कंपेयर द रिलेटिव हार्डनेस ऑफ मिनरल्स। अगर हमें डिफरेंट डिफरेंट मिनरल्स की हार्डनेस का पता करना है, तो हम मोस स्केल से हम फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं। So class, this is all about this chapter. Now we shifted to our next chapter, that is chapter number 40, social plus media is equals to sodia. So read the statements and write the correct answers. It is a setup to discuss some issues concerning people. It may be online, televised, physical, etc. It consists of people who discuss their views in order to come to a conclusion on what really is the solution to the problem at hand. It is often preceded by the word discussion. So what is this? This is forum. Next is, it is an image or username that represents a person online, most often within forums and social networks. What it is called as? It is called as avatar. Next is, this word was created from two words, web plus log. They are usually maintained by an individual or a business with regular entries of content on a specific topic, descriptions of events, or other resources such as graphics or video. What we call? We call it blog. Next, it is represented by the small star icon on Twitter or other social networking sites. Favoriting a tweet or comment signals to the creator that you liked their content or post. It is known as favorite. Next is, in social media, it refers to a person who subscribes to someone else's account in order to receive his/her updates as comments, messages, or posts. What we call it? It we call it follower. Next, it is the process of adding geographical identification to a piece of content online. For example, Instagram users often use this to highlight the location in which their photo was taken. This is known as geotag. Next, it is a type of label used on social network to make it easier for users to find messages with a specific theme or content. This word or phrase preceded by a hashtag. This is the symbol which we use, that is hashtag cricket or hashtag Sachin Tendulkar, etc. And what we call this symbol? We call this symbol as hashtag. Next, it is used to describe a thought, idea, joke, or concept that is widely shared online. It is typically an image with text above and below it, but can also come in video and link form. It is copied and spread rapidly by internet users, often with slight variations. So, what we call it? We call it meme. Next is, the word stands for a person who spends a lot of time on the internet. These are also commonly referred to as cyber citizens. This word is created from two words, internet plus citizen. And what is this? What we call it? We call it netizen. So the person who spends a lot of time on the internet is known as netizen. Next is, it is a virtual computer world. It is a large computer network made up of many worldwide computer networks. What we call it? We call it cyberspace. Next, it is an online seminar or presentation that is hosted by an individual or a company. It is also known as the web conferencing. What we call it? We call it webinar. So class, this is all about today. We discussed two of the chapters. First one is about the pioneer of Indian scientists, chapter number 37, and the next one is chapter number 14 about SODIA, that is social media. Thank you for listening to me so carefully and patiently. Please complete your work and send it to me on my personal WhatsApp number, which you have with you already. So take care. Bye bye.